Hey everybody, how is it going this Monday? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk about Net Savings Link Incorporated, ticker symbol NSAV. The stock is making a very interesting candle today, so I want to get into their chart and tell you what I am seeing. And then after that, I have some other nice looking penny stocks that I want to show you as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have been trading and investing for over 20 years, and in each video I will show you trades that I see setting up right now. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading and investing ideas. And also, if you would like to support the channel and become part of our Patreon community and see what we are buying and selling in real time for a measly $10 a month, that link is in the description. All right, so let's get into these charts. And the first one I want to talk about is Net Savings Link Incorporated, ticker symbol NSAV. But before I get started, if you don't mind doing me a small favor and liking the smash button and helping me out with the YouTube algorithm for putting all of this together, I would greatly appreciate it. But please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All of this is just my opinion. I'm just trying to show you the best looking charts I see in the market right now. Please make all of your own trading decisions. But right here, I have the daily chart of Net Savings Link up. And as we can see, this thing has gone parabolic since my last video. I actually talked about them when they were right about here last week. This was brought to my attention by one of my patrons. Unfortunately, back then, I did not have the capability to trade this stock. But since then, I have opened up a Fidelity account. And as of today, I do have the ability to trade these OTC stocks. So if you like trading these really cheap penny stocks and you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be talking about these a lot more. And when I see trading opportunities in these stocks, I'm going to make videos on them. So if you don't want to miss them, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you are notified. But with all that being said, God, I lost my train of thought a little bit after going on that little ramble. But, oh, in my last video, I talked about how I was thinking we were at this part of the move in Net Savings Link, and the stock was about to go parabolic, kind of like it did back in February, and that's exactly what's going on. But with today's price action, this is the type of day when I'm normally liquidating most or all of my position. If I was in this stock, I would be ringing the register today for sure because of this big, nasty, bearish candle. Normally when you get a big wick, you know, kind of like we did back in at the end of that move in February, you get price movement to the downside. And when this thing starts to go parabolic, you got to, of course, be asking yourself, am I closer to a top or to a bottom? And chances are we are probably closer to a top. So normally I would just, you know, take my profits on a day like this. Now, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to have a big move down and kind of like a slow fade like it did back in February, or you're going to kind of have a little bit of a move down, but mostly a consolidation, you know, mostly like a move sideways until this 8-period exponential moving average catches up, this white line catches up. And if you get that consolidation with another bullish green candle, kind of like you did on this move right here. Let me see if I can move this thing over. Kind of like you did in this move right here. We had the big move up, kind of went sideways to down, and then consolidated, and then made another bullish candle. If you get another one of those, then, you know, chances are you could be off to the races again and could be making another high, and that's when I would re-enter the position. You know, you just got to play the odds and the probabilities, and when you get a candle like this, chances are you're going to get more downside. But if it does, you know, end up doing one of those consolidation moves and, you know, printing another nice green candle like this one right here, then that's usually when I like to re-enter the stock for a potential move up to a new high. But if any of you guys are in Net Savings Link, congratulations. I would just be ringing the register right now because chances are with a day like this, I think it could be the top. You know, the only real disclaimer I would say is if this thing does have a turnaround and end near the high of the day, then of course this is not a big topping candle. It's just another bullish candle. So that's when you want to be making your decisions towards the end of the day, because you want to have the entire day of information. You want to have that full candle print. You don't want to be making your decision on half a day's candle and then, you know, ends up closing near the top again, and that would mean that probably the move isn't over just yet. But That's what I'm thinking with net savings link right now. I would highly doubt that it's going to end towards the top of the day. I mean, usually when you get a day like this after a parabolic run, that's usually a dead giveaway that the move is over in at least the short term. But that's why I want to start out with net savings link, because I think this is a very important candle that it's printing today. All right, the next one I want to talk about is Drone Garter Incorporated, ticker symbol DRNG. And by the way, all the stocks I'm going to be talking about in this video are really cheap penny stocks. And I don't get married to these stocks at all. I don't get caught up in the stories of these stocks. I'm not saying that some of them don't have interesting stories, but more often than not, in fact, way more often than not, these things come crashing right back down to earth just as fast as they go up. So I'm in these things for the quick swing momentum trade, and that is it. That's just the way that I do it. If you guys want to hold on to these for the long term, that's totally up to you. But usually it is a sucker's game when you hold on to these really cheap penny stocks. Now, with all that being said, that there's still great opportunities in these if you're nimble on your feet. I mean, if you just get in these things when they're making these beautiful chart patterns like this and they have that explosion up, you can capture, you know, 20, 50, 100, 1,000% or more, because some of these things really get going, and they get going fast. You just have to remember these things can turn around just as fast as they go up. But with DRNG, you can see that it's already starting to move away from this consolidation. And even though it looks pretty extended, it's only up about 8% at the moment. And that's like nothing for one of these penny stocks. So at first glance, I was thinking this thing was probably taking off without me. But when you look at it on a percentage basis, this thing could have a lot more room to run. And if you back out this chart a little bit, this is an absolutely beautiful penny stock. This is exactly what I look for in these penny stocks. I want a nice long consolidation, and then I want volume pouring into it and the stock starting to take off. Now, even this move from December to February, even though that I still consider that accumulation, even though it was a little bit of a move up, you can see it rolled right back into that consolidation and continued to go sideways. So I think this one is setting up absolutely beautiful for an extended run. It doesn't look like it's too far extended right now, so at first glance I was thinking maybe it was too late, but I don't think so. I mean, this thing could have a lot more room to go. We'll have to see. I don't like this one as much as I liked net savings link, but I mean, still a very nice looking pattern. I mean, this type of bullish triangle, bullish flag, whatever you want to call it, is exactly what I look for in these penny stocks, and that is about it. Just a beautiful, beautiful looking pattern for DRNG. The next one I want to talk about is 88 Energy Limited, EEENF. Oh, forgot one E. I've talked about this one several times. I've made videos about this way back in March before it had that rollover, and I wanted to see a nice consolidation, and that's exactly what we're getting. And if I zoom in a little bit, you can see this thing is really starting to pick up some momentum to the upside. This thing is really starting to be accumulated. You can see the volume coming in. So a lot of momentum is starting to build up for 88 Energy Limited. I mean, this thing, I kind of wanted it or expected it to go sideways for at least a couple of more months, but you know, that might not happen. There could be some good news coming right around the corner for 88 Energy Limited, and that could be enough to just send this thing exploding higher. But man, just an absolute beautiful pattern in 88 Energy Limited at the moment. The next one I want to show you is ASTA. This one is also making a very nice pattern at the moment. If you back out on this one, it looks like the move could just be getting started from this really long base. Had one first move up, and now it's actually blasted to a new high today. It's pulling back a little bit, but that's still a very bullish candle. You know, there's still a lot of volume coming into this one, so ASTA is looking really good. Another one I want to show you is WHSI. If we look at WHSI, we can see this one is making a nice rounded bottom, and it's exploding higher today. It's up 92%, just like I was telling you before. Like an 8% move is nothing on these penny stocks. This move doesn't look like it's all that big, but it's a 92% move. And if we back the chart out, you know, there's not a whole lot of data on WHSI. So this is one that I would probably end up passing on, but the way that it's gapping up today and the way volume is coming into this, this one wouldn't surprise me one bit if this thing just has a huge big up candle tomorrow, even though it is getting a little extended. And that's probably the reason that I would pass on this one. Number one, just because it's a little extended, and number two, I like to see a little bit more momentum building up. This is kind of just kind of rode up the 8-period exponential moving average just a little bit, and then we're kind of getting almost like an exhaustion gap up. But with these penny stocks, I mean, you just never know. Sometimes these things can really get going, and when you see volume like this coming in, you know, you don't want to ignore it, and that's why I wanted to put it on this video, because this is a nice looking momentum chart starting to build up as well. I would like to wait for a pullback to get into this one, but you know, with wearable health solutions, this thing could just end up really taking off. And the last one that I want to talk about was RSHN. This one was making a very nice pattern yesterday. This is RushNet Incorporated, but man, it was making a beautiful pattern yesterday. Then it had a you know, a breakout to a new high, then an immediate sell-off. So this was kind of concerning. I was watching this one earlier, thinking about entering this stock, but you know, after seeing today's price action, I don't know. I just kind of hesitated a little bit, but if this thing can continue to move sideways tomorrow and just stay above that white line, that 8-period exponential moving average, I think this one could be setting up for a pretty decent move up. You know, this is the kind of formation that we want to see. Jump up above that average and then a hold and then another one of these bullish candles, and that's when you can get that, you know, explosion upwards. But if we go to the 15-minute chart on this one, you can see when it starts to break out to new highs and you get one of these quick reversals when it's just barely above a new high, kind of like it was today, you get a little bit more follow through the downside. That's why I kind of wanted to wait for this one to move sideways just a little bit more. But if you look at this overall pattern, this is a very, very nice looking bullish triangle pattern. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit if this thing eventually starts blasting through this upper resistance level. So RSHN is looking pretty good if it can go sideways just a little bit longer. Okay, everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.